Lust is not just physical desire. Many people think of lust only as sexual desire, but the truth is, lust can disguise itself in many different forms, more subtle, harder to detect, and far more dangerous if left unchecked. At its core, lust is the desire to go beyond the boundaries God has set. It leads the heart to pursue things that may appear good but pull us away from His will. It is a hunger, not just of the body, but of the soul. From the earliest days in the Garden of Eden, lust led humanity astray. Genesis 3:6 says, "When the woman saw that the fruit of the tree was good for food and pleasing to the eye, and also desirable for gaining wisdom," this wasn't just about appetite. It was about wanting something apart from God's design. Even today, lust hides in the corners of everyday life, from habits and goals to social media and personal dreams. And there are 6 common types of lust we can fall into, sometimes without even realizing it. 1. The lust for pleasure. We live in an age where pleasure is often seen as the purpose of life. If it feels good, do it. You deserve to enjoy life. These sayings may sound innocent, even empowering, but when they become the foundation of our lifestyle, they can open the door to obsession. The lust for pleasure drives people to chase one thrill after another. Unrestrained partying, addiction, casual sex, constantly seeking the next high. Joy becomes an idol rather than a gift from God. Proverbs 21:17 warns, "Whoever loves pleasure will become poor. Whoever loves wine and olive oil will never be rich." Pleasure itself is not evil. God created laughter, rest, and celebration. But when pleasure rules over you, you lose your freedom. You'll always crave more, need more, chase more, and in the end, you sacrifice your soul in exchange for feelings that never last. 2. The lust for power. Not everyone who desires power says it out loud. In fact, this lust often hides behind ambition, a need for control, or even perfectionism. People driven by it often feel anxious when they can't dictate outcomes or when others succeed ahead of them. They might manipulate, compete in secret, or always insist on being right. Jesus taught the opposite. "Whoever wants to become great among you must be your servant." Mark 10:43-44. In God's kingdom, greatness is not found in control, but in servanthood. Power only has meaning when used to uplift others, not to satisfy the ego. 3. The lust for wealth. No one denies the importance of money. It's necessary. But when the desire for wealth overshadows contentment, it becomes an idol. Those with this lust are never satisfied. They sacrifice relationships, health, and even faith for just a little more. They live in constant anxiety because money never brings the security it promises. 1 Timothy 6:9 warns, "Those who want to get rich fall into temptation and a trap, and into many foolish and harmful desires that plunge people into ruin and destruction." Wealth promises stability, but only God can provide true peace. It's not money itself that's evil. It's the love of money that is the root of all kinds of evil. 4. The lust for recognition. Social media has magnified this type of lust. We post, then check likes. We watch our follower count. Being seen becomes the measure of worth. But when your identity is based on public affirmation, you live in constant fear. A single criticism can shake your self-esteem. Jesus said in John 12:43, "For they loved human praise more than praise from God." When recognition becomes your goal, righteousness fades. The love of human applause replaces the longing for God's approval. But the desire to be known by people will never satisfy you like being fully known and fully loved by God. 5. The lust for knowledge. Loving to learn is not wrong, But when knowledge becomes a tool to show off, to elevate yourself above others, it's no longer wisdom. It's disguised pride. Some dig deep into every topic, yet slowly drift away from God because they begin to trust their reasoning more than His revelation. They chase answers not to serve, but to feel superior. 1 Corinthians chapter 8:1 reminds us, "Knowledge puffs up, but love builds up." True wisdom is not about knowing more, it's about knowing God more. It's letting His Word enter not just your mind, but your heart and hands, transforming what you know into acts of love and service. 6. The lust for physical desires. This is the most obvious and recognized form of lust. Sexual sin, pornography, impure thoughts, unhealthy relationships, all of these wound your spirit. Today's world normalizes lustful behavior and labels it freedom. But true freedom is not doing what your body wants. It's having the power to choose what's right, even when it's hard. 1 Thessalonians chapter 4, 3-5 says, "It is God's will that you should be sanctified, that you should avoid sexual immorality." Purity is not just for pastors or celibate monks. It is a calling for all who belong to God, because He wants you to experience real love, one that is not distorted by desire, but rooted in covenant, respect, and sacrifice. God always provides a way to freedom. No matter which type of lust you're struggling with, the good news is that you don't have to stay stuck. James 4:7 says, "Submit yourselves then to God. Resist the devil, and he will flee from you." The first step to freedom is recognizing what has taken hold of your heart. Let God shine His light on the parts of you that you've kept hidden. Maybe it's a form of lust you've never dared to name. But when you bring it into the light, you've already taken your first step toward healing. Don't let shame keep you from God. He's not shocked by your struggle. He saw it all and still chose to love you, still waits for you, still holds out His hand. When you lay your misguided desires at the foot of the cross, you lose nothing, but gain peace, freedom, and a new heart. God didn't create you to be ruled by instinct. He created you to live by the Spirit. When you identify the kinds of lust hiding in your life and surrender them to Jesus, He will begin the work of restoration. And you will begin walking closer and closer to the image He originally designed for you, not driven by emotion, the world, or impulse, but guided by truth, by love, and by eternal purpose.